bullish on ADA in November 2020. It was up 500% from the bear market lows, anticipating a really nice move, right, for ADA. At the same time, ADA was up 500% from the bear market lows. Chainlink was up 7,000% from the bear market lows. Did I miss the boat last cycle by sticking with my plan to just see what Cardano does in the last bull cycle? No. ADA absolutely exploded. Okay, it's time for a little altcoin video. Altcoin update on the markets, where altcoins are at this time of the market. And I think just a nice little opportunity for me to just candidly have a conversation with all of y'all and vent maybe a little bit of a social message for altcoin holders out there. So hit the subscribe, hit the like, and let's just jump into the video. A very big piece of this video is really to discuss altcoin markets and how cryptos take turns and how not everything is always as it seems, but also just in general, the sentiment surrounding altcoins. And as a starting point, I'm going to throw this out there because this is truly probably a big data piece that inspired me to sit down and record this video. Let's see, from the bear market low to right now, altcoin or Cardano is up maybe 200% or so. That same period of time, Solana up around 2,000%. So Solana very much outperforming Cardano thus far in this part of the cycle. And I am getting a ton of comments about it. Just actually pretty hateful comments, right? And it's interesting, people sit online and they, if they hold Solana or any coin that's outperforming another coin, it's so interesting they spend their time to go comments on holders of other coins that aren't doing as well and just kind of spread hate. And I think that's a view into their insecurities for whatever reason it is. And that's what I have to chalk it up to, because to spend time as an adult and do something like that is really odd, but it's happening. And on a deeper level, I think when it happens, when something's pumping, whether it's Solana or other altcoins, and a certain altcoin is not pumping as much, I think the spreading of that type of narrative or those types of comment actually influences people to chase pumps and to actually move from their initial crypto plan to another altcoin or something in an environment where that other altcoin might be overbought, might be getting ready to retrace, and then finally the one that they just left makes the move. This happens so often. So there's a lot of moving parts and different dynamics to the crypto space and how people are communicating with each other. But I do want to speak to this because this is important for me because I cover so much Cardano on this channel. And I cover other altcoins as well that you can see have different amounts of gains throughout the cycles and even in this cycle. So Cardano up around 200% since the bear market low, Solana up around 2,000%. Let's backtrack for a moment. Just recently, Bitcoin broke the bull market doors, this massive multi-cycle indicator that I track. It's just a Fibonacci retracement. November 2020, that move happened. And this really kickstarted the parabolic bull run. It kickstarted altcoins going crazy. It was the entryway of altcoin season. That's what that was. And now this just happened recently again, right? After almost 4 years, Bitcoin just kicked off and triggered this indicator. At that time, in November 2020, last cycle, forgive me if my data is not perfect, but I'm kind of going off from memory. At that time, from the Cardano 2018 bear market low to the bull market doors indicator going off for Bitcoin, Cardano was up around 500%. So right now, this cycle, Cardano up 200%, diminishing returns, makes sense. And last cycle, Cardano was up around 500%. So I want to use an example last cycle when that was happening, right? So bullish on ADA in November 2020, it was up 500% from the bear market lows, anticipating a really nice move, right, for ADA. At the same time, ADA was up 500% from the bear market lows. Chainlink was up 7,000% from the bear market lows. Did I miss the boat last cycle by sticking with my plan to just see what Cardano does in the last bull cycle? No. ADA absolutely exploded. And I think it was around, I don't know, it was what, in the 10 to 20 cent range when the bull market doors in November 2020 were broken for Bitcoin, and it went up to around $3 in the bull market. And right now we're in a similar environment, right? Cardano is underperforming against some other altcoins, and there's things that are underperforming in general across the board, right? But Cardano up 200% while Solana's up 2,000%. Does that mean that Cardano is just done and irrelevant? For me, it doesn't. And for me, you all know I'm very open to kind of with my crypto journey. I track all of the moving pieces to it, my thoughts, my opinions. But for me, Cardano, with the problems that it's solving in the cryptocurrency space and the way that the blockchain was built and things that are actually happening right now within Cardano, it is such a good, powerful play and a comfortable play for me as a value investor in this cryptocurrency space. That's just the way it is. Could I have pivoted all of my crypto, my Cardano, to Solana at the bottom of this past bear market? And instead of 200% gains, I'd be up 2,000% gains. Yeah, I could have, but I decided not to. Because I stuck with my thesis. Nobody knew at this moment that Solana would have outperformed Cardano the way it has. Nobody knew back in last cycle that Chainlink would outperform Cardano 7,000% to 500%. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that from that moment forward, Cardano didn't do well. Cardano did ridiculously well, as many of you know. And Chainlink, from those bull market door areas in November 2020, after the 7,000% gains, it slowed down. And the parabolic gains truly did begin to subside. So now here we are. And, you know, so many different things are in play. There's so many unknowns in this space. But I'm sitting here and I'm looking at Cardano charts, for instance, and I'm just kind of like, these are charts I understand. This is, even where ADA price is right now, it is incredibly consistent with where it was in November 2020 before it broke out, right? So I'm not saying it's definite we're going to get this incredible breakout for ADA, but I am saying the charts are very much in alignment and the timing is getting very close for a similar move. And whether we see it or not is up in the air, right? I don't know. But if it does happen, right, and this kind of plays into another data piece, and that is to say, if it does happen, and let's say Cardano goes to $7. I just want to use that as a baseline, not because that's my price prediction for Cardano this bull cycle, but I think it's a very realistic number for ADA as this bull market continues. I should say, if this bull market truly continues and we continue to go into this parabolic phase, altcoin season, all that good stuff, as we did last cycle, $7, let's take that. That would mean if ADA were able to hit $7, which is really only, I think it's a $250 billion market cap, I believe, which is half of what Ethereum did last cycle. $250 billion market cap, $7 ADA. That would mean from the bear market lows to that moment in this cycle, ADA will have seen 3,000% gains. Now, is that something I'm happy with? Are you kidding me? I'd be very happy with 3,000% gains. So I'd be very grateful for that. And that's just my point. That plays into my own approach. It plays into my own plan as an investor in this space. And for me to get that potential gain, right? And I don't know where Cardano price will go. I'm tracking this with you all. I'm watching this with you all. I don't know where it will go, but I will say this. To potentially get those gains, right, in this incredibly volatile environment, and get those gains in a way where I'm able to hold my crypto in a blockchain that I feel good about from a fundamental perspective, right? In a blockchain that I don't think will get shut down, and where I really understand more of the mechanics behind the decentralization and security of it, right? Remember, Cardano combines the security of Bitcoin with the programmability of Ethereum in such a way that no other crypto does in this space, let alone a top 10 crypto. I like that as a value investor. And that's just my thesis, right? This is just me and my approach. And so there's really not much emotion tied to it. Although some people want to say that I'm married, people say something like you're married to your bags and things of that nature, but it's not that. It's after being in this space for years, I chose Cardano for a reason as a value investor, and that's the reason. And in terms of gains and percentage gains, it's going to fluctuate. Chainlink massively was outperforming Cardano last cycle. I don't feel like I missed the boat at all. Solana is outperforming Cardano in a very similar fashion. So far this cycle, I don't feel like I missed the boat at all. Is it hard to sometimes open up a chart, right? When you're seeing like a Chainlink chart go parabolic and Cardano's like hasn't made its breakout yet, or a Solana chart going parabolic. Of course, that's human nature to look at a chart like that and be like, yo, what's going on? But that's why I revisit the data. That's why I revisit my investment thesis, my own risk tolerance in this space. And I say, you know what, this is my approach and we'll see what happens. And that's where I am. And the more social message that I have out there, and it's probably very difficult to speak to the people that are online commenting ridiculous comments and mocking people for having less gains. But my message to you all out there is get some sun. Get outside and get some sun. It's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful where I am. Enjoy life. Root for each other if you're in the crypto space. Don't mock. Don't bring each other down. I think it's incredibly silly, and it's also sad actually to see people spending their time sitting behind their computer doing that. I think it speaks to something else. It speaks to some type of insecurity or something. And then my message to everybody else, just know, cryptos, they move differently. All the cryptos move differently, right? And they all have their own little cycles, and these things really do just kind of hop around. And so for me, I know my plan and I'm comfortable with it. And I think that is probably the main thing. And I just wanted to put this out there. Some of the data, right, that surrounds it, where we are in the cycles, the normalcy of how these altcoins operate, and also the potential that is in store, whether it's you holding Cardano or other altcoins that you've done your research on and you have a really solid investment thesis. Just remember these things. Chasing pumps, I've never seen that really play out too well for anybody, right? So those are my thoughts right now in this environment where we do see something like Solana outperforming Cardano. This isn't copium. This is just my thoughts. And I wanted to try and condense it into a short little video and really just talk about it briefly. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate you cruising through. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.